My wife and I are praying that you will receive some things that will help you here, not only through us, but through every speaker to cause success in your life. Okay? Testimony and how through the products that you carry has changed her life. Now, the reason she shared that is because sometimes we can get excited about the business and not really realize what it is that we have. Do you know what I mean? You can have some products that will literally change people's lives and yet not know about them. So it's important to know they're good. You see, because if you don't believe in your product, guess what? People will pick it up. It's wonderful to be in an opportunity that's going to make you money, but at the same time, my friends, people will know if you are sincere about your product. And you can tell who's sincere about the product. It's real easy. How many of you use them? How many of you use the nutritional supplements? Good. Don't ever, ever, ever be telling somebody about something that isn't good enough for you to use. That's called deception. If you believe in it, guess what? People will pick up on it. But then you can share. You know, the greatest testimony is your own testimony. The greatest testimony is what have the products done for you. They don't know Anita, they don't know all these other people, but they know you. And when you can share with them how it's changed your life, that'll be the greatest impact that you can have. All right, I want to share some things with you today, specifically to do with building a business. How many of you want to build a business? All right. Now remember this, write this down, this is very important. You must keep the main thing the main thing. If you don't keep the main thing, you will get off on a tangent and you'll do a whole bunch of other stuff that will be good, but it'll not be great. And it'll keep you busy, but it won't build your business. So 90% of what we do is the main thing. And you need to know that you've got to keep the main thing the main thing. Now the problem is, does anyone know what the main thing is? Anybody? Lift up your hand if you know what the main thing is. Huh? People. Yeah, what about people? Huh? What if somebody said something back there? I didn't hear you. Huh? I can't hear them. Dream? That's good, but that's not the main thing that you do. What's the main thing that you do? You're shouting too much. One at a time. What? Huh? Carry? Sharing. Right. Everybody write down. The main thing is sponsoring people. It is the main thing. You could tell, you know what I found out about a day? There's only 24 hours in a day. Am I right? Has anyone ever be able to get more than 24 hours in a day? If you ever figure that out, call me. I've been trying to do that for years. In fact, you know that's not true. One time I got 48 hours out of one day. Can you believe that? I was flying from Tokyo to California, and we went through the time zone, and I arrived before I left. It's amazing. I got 48 hours out of that day, but you know, you're not on a plane all the time over the Pacific Ocean, am I right? So most of the time, we only have 24 hours in a day. And you know, we can talk about the products and we can move some products in 24 hours, but at the end of the day, you still only got 24 hours. Am I right? There was this joke about a man who was crying out to God, and he says, God, give me more time, give me more time. And nothing happened, and then he cried out again, God, I'm so busy, I wish I had more time. God, give me more time, and nothing happened. And he cried out a third time, God, I'm too busy, I can't get everything done. God, give me more time. And God spoke. He said, son, there is no more time. Give me more you. What does that mean? Give me more you. How do you multiply yourself? How do you move more product? Sponsoring. Sponsoring. There is no way I could have moved $300 million worth of product by myself. I mean, I may be good at selling, but I'm not that good. So I had to sponsor some people. And I had to help them sponsor some people. And the next thing you know, this little one-man distributorship turned into 7,500 people that were excited about their opportunity. Keep the main thing, the what? What is the main thing? Everybody say sponsoring. All right. Now, what do I mean by keep the main thing the main thing? 90% of your time ought to be devoted to the main thing. Yeah, but I can order products, I can pack products, I can write them down, I can write testimonies, I can keep track of the products, I can keep track of my sponsors, I can do all the paperwork. You know, that's the problem. We spend 90% of our time doing things that are not the main thing. What's going to build your business? Everybody say the main thing. So if the main thing is going to build your business, 90% of your time ought to be focused on the main thing. Now, I'm going to talk a little bit about that. The main thing is what it's all about, is sponsoring, 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 sponsoring. If you're not sponsoring, you're not growing. So how do you sponsor? Now, I saw this on one of your magazines back there, and it really was the key to building a large army of people. Number one, this is how you do it. Number one, are you ready? Talk to a lot of people. You saw that on one of your magazines, didn't you? All right, now once you finish number one, you're ready to do number two. Guess what number two is? Talk to a lot of people. Once you finish number two, you are now ready for number three. Guess what number three is? Now, Nasser, come on, it cannot be that easy. The problem in multi-level marketing and network marketing, the problem is not that it's difficult. That's not the issue. The problem is it's going to take discipline. Somebody write this down. Turn desire into discipline. Let me tell you, my friends, the key to your success in building an army of people, it is a word called discipline. And believe it or not, the key to your success is not based on how many people you sponsor. But I thought you just said that sponsoring is the main thing. Yes, it is. But now, what is the action that will cause the team to grow? Are you ready for this? Am I going too fast or are you getting something? All right, you're getting something. All right. It's called daily activity. It doesn't matter how many you sponsor, it matters how many you talk to. If you make a commitment to talk to 5 people a day, then talk to 5 people a day. If it's a commitment to talk to 2 people a day, then talk to 2 people a day. If it's a commitment to talk to 10 people a day, then talk to 10 people a day. Will some of them say no? Has anyone in here had any no's? Oh, my friends, let me tell you, if you cannot handle a no, you are in the wrong business. A no, by the way, let me define what a no means. You know what a no means? A no does not mean no. So what does a no mean? A no means you haven't convinced me yet. I don't want to join. I don't like it. That's a no. What are they really saying? You haven't sold me the dream yet. All right. So the key to your success is not how many people you sponsor, but the key to your success is daily activity. Everybody say daily activity. What does that mean? You've got to make a decision, how many people am I going to talk to every day? I don't care if you say one person. If that's your goal, do not go to sleep until you talk to one person. Something called the law of averages is going to kick in. You know what the law of averages is? It means if you talk to enough people, somebody gonna say yes. The issue is not that we can't find anyone to join our business. The issue is we don't talk to enough people. Because if you talk to enough people, you'll find some that are hungry. Are people hungry in South Africa? Are they looking for opportunities in South Africa? Do they want to learn how to make more money in South Africa? Absolutely. Yeah, but my neighbor, he's a lazy so-and-so. Good. Talk to someone else. Not everyone you talk to will join, but that's okay. It doesn't matter. There was a gentleman in America. He was called the home run king of baseball. You all know, how many of you know baseball? It's not quite like rugby, and it's not quite like cricket. It's something different. But baseball is still a sport over in America. And this guy, I mean, he could hit that ball with his bat all over the field. I mean, he had more home runs. I guess in cricket you would call it, what do you call it in cricket? 4? 6? 6, right, 6. All right, in cricket you call it a 6. That's what he got. But it was in baseball, and it was called a home run. And when they would throw the ball to him, I mean, he would take that bat and he would hit that ball and hit it out of the park. He was called the home run king of baseball. His name was Babe Ruth. Anyone ever heard of Babe Ruth? Oh, a whole bunch of you. It's wonderful. But guess what? He was also what we call the strikeout king of baseball. Strikeout means he missed. They threw the ball, he swung at it, and nothing happened. I mean, he would go up there to the bat, and he would be there ready, and they would throw this ball at him, and he would take a swing, and he would be ready to knock it out of the park, and he would swing, and he would miss the ball. Now, you get 3 chances in baseball. So they would throw the second ball at him, and he would swing with the bat, and he would go to hit the ball, and he would miss again. And he was not dismayed. He says, no problem, we got three chances. The ball's going to be thrown again. Strike 1, strike 2. And then they would throw the ball, and he would swing, and then he would miss again. Out. Just like in cricket, you know, they hit the, what do they call that, the stumps? Hit the stumps, you're out of the game. And instead of being dejected, instead of being depressed, instead of being miserable because he failed 3 times, he would carry his bat and say, now I am one more closer to my next home run. When you get a no, all you got to do is carry your bag, smile, and say, now I'm one closer to my next yes. My friends, don't be upset when people say no. It means they're not ready, or you haven't learned to sell them the dream yet. Okay? Relax, take a deep breath. The problem with no is that we take it personally. We think we've failed. We think we can't do it. We think we don't have ability. We look in the mirror and say, I'm always a failure. Every time I go somewhere, they say no. No, it wasn't every time. If it was every time, you wouldn't even have one sponsor. Somebody must have said yes. But we get down on ourselves. We don't understand. When someone is saying no, they're not saying no to you. They're not saying no to your abilities. They're saying no, they haven't yet bought the dream. So don't take it personally. All right? Because you must continue to keep the main thing, the what? The main thing. All right. So sponsoring is not part of the business. Sponsoring is the business. Need to know that you are in a people business, and the one that sponsors the most makes the most. It's really not that complicated. All right. Now, who do you sponsor? Who do you sponsor? Anyone and everyone that walks, talks, and breathes. If they're not breathing, well, you may have a tough time sponsoring them, but you could practice on them, right? No. And the more you do it, listen to me, the more you do it, the better you will get at it. All right? So continue to sponsor anyone who walks, talks, and breathes. Don't, this is important, don't prejudge. Oh, you know, I could sponsor a bunch of people, but not my Uncle Fred. Oh, no, not Uncle Fred. I mean, nobody likes Uncle Fred. He's a miserable so-and-so. He would be no good in this business. He doesn't even like people. I don't think I'll sponsor Uncle Fred. You don't know who Uncle Fred knows. Huh. You could be walking away from the biggest group that would be under you because you prejudged Uncle Fred. I'm sure glad the guy that met me when he first sponsored me didn't prejudge me, because I didn't look like one that was going to make it. Little did he know that he found himself a firecracker. Little did he know that I was going to explode. Well, you don't know either. Well then, Nasser, who should I sponsor? Everybody. Don't prejudge. Remember, it's not who you sponsor that is as important as who they know. And you don't know who they know. So you could be walking away from another Charlie Bolton. Because Uncle Fred may know another Charlie Bolton. But because you never sponsored Uncle Fred, you never got Charlie Bolton. Wouldn't it be wonderful? I mean, wouldn't it be terrible if you went to a big conference and you found Uncle Fred sponsored by someone else? And he had sitting next to him the next Charlie Bolton? And it could have been yours? Now, if you want to shoot yourself, it's okay. No, I'm kidding. So what do? Sponsor everyone. Do not prejudge. And remember, what are you selling them? Are you selling them product? No. You're selling them the dream. The dream. Why did you join? The dream. Why are you here? The dream. Why did you come this weekend to Bloemfontein? To build your dream. Why have you made the effort to leave your home? And some of you drove many, many hours. Some of you came from all over South Africa. In fact, some of you came from outside of this. Who came from outside of this country? Give all these people a big hand. That is wonderful. Yes. That tells me you're serious. But you know what? You could be missing some key ingredients by walking past some people around you. Don't you say no for them. I learned that the hard way. Let them do the saying no after you've presented the opportunity, after you've presented the dream. All right? We're talking about building an army. We're talking about not prejudging. Yeah. The natural market of your sponsor is the most valuable asset he has. Somebody write this down. What is it? I sponsored somebody, Charlie. I sold them 2 products. Isn't that wonderful? Wrong. You missed the whole deal. What was the most important thing that the new sponsor brings to this business? Everybody say natural market. What does that mean? The people they know. So when you sponsor someone, your job isn't finished until you help them sponsor someone. I used to put it this way: a sponsor is not a sponsor till he got a sponsor. Somebody write this down. A sponsor is not a sponsor till he got a sponsor. Why? Now that you've helped them to get someone else in their team, they've started to see a little success. Now they're ready to run. But if you just sponsor them and leave them by themselves, pretty soon the excitement wears off. They don't think about the dream anymore. The cares of life hit them from morning to night, and 2 months later, you can't even find them. Am I right? Why? Because you didn't finish your job. What was your job? You must sponsor someone under them. You don't put someone under them. You help them to do it. A sponsor is not a sponsor until they what? Get a sponsor. All right. I hope you guys are writing this. This is what helped me to build a very, very large team. I put down massive action is the only thing that will bring massive results. I want massive results. Good. Then do some massive action. Do some massive action. Yeah, that's an interesting statement. I'll say that. Imagine if the company made a new ruling and they said that, what is the date today? 21st? All right. What if the company made a new rule and that was that December 1st, 2000, all the sponsoring will be finished. No more sponsoring allowed. The company's hit the maximum of the people they want in the company. You cannot sponsor anymore. Whatever number of people you have in your team as of December the 1st, 2000 is all you will ever be able to have. That means you've got approximately 40 days. And after the 40 days, it is all finished. Now, if the company passed out that ruling, what would you do for the next 40 days? How many of you would make a list of everyone that you know walks, talks, and breathes? Huh? How many of you would get on the phone and call them every single day? How many of you would tell them this is so exciting they cannot walk away? How many of you would share the dream with them? How many of you would get so excited that you would talk to people from the time the sun comes up to the time the sun goes down? You would not waste one of those 40 days. Am I right? Why does the company have to make that rule for you to do what you should have already been doing? Huh? You got to get a sense of urgency. I've only got one day. I'm going to make my day count. This is the day that my Lord has made, and I choose to rejoice. I choose to make every second count, every minute count. I want to make my time redeemable. I want to make my time worthwhile. I want to go to sleep at night and say, you know what? On this day, I accomplished everything I wanted to accomplish. I gave this day my best shot. Why? Because this day will never come again. How many of you want to be financially independent? How many of you want to take 30 years to get there? How many of you want to get there quickly? Now listen, the only way I know for you to get there quickly is you must make every day count. You must. I accomplished more in one day today than I used to do in a month. Why? I understood the value of time. Every second, every minute, I'm thinking. You know, Charlie's like that. You think Charlie's a nice, quiet little guy? Ha! His mind is running 100 miles an hour. As you're talking to him, he's got 20 other things he's thinking about. He's got this in control, that in control. I mean, he's doing all kinds of stuff, and he's just smiling. And you think he's not thinking of anything. Are you kidding me? He's running the whole organization while he's smiling at you. Why? He's not making 1 second pass him by. See, no one, my friends, gets more than 24 hours in a day. But some people make it do a whole lot more than others. Huh? Make your time redeemable. Make it valuable. Make it count. All right. Now let's talk quickly about, we're talking about building an army and moving. Oh, I wrote down here. You know, there was a company in America, we call it Pony Express. Now you probably, anyone ever heard of Pony Express? Oh, you have? That's wonderful. Pony Express was the first company to take mail from the east side of America to the west side of America. They would take it by horse, you know, and they would go from town to town to town to town to town, and they would eventually get mail from the east side, the Atlantic Ocean, all the way to the Pacific Ocean, from New York to California. They would take this mail, and they became very successful. But what was the secret of Pony Express? Huh? Are you ready? Fresh ponies. Some of you have been working with old ponies for a long time.